Prime Minister Stephen Harper arrived in Beijing on Friday for talks with China's President Xi Jinping. During his 5-day visit, Harper has emphasized the strengthening ties between Canada and China. But as CCTV's Kristiaan reports, while business investment has dominated the trip so far, there are also diplomatic issues to address.
An impressive display of Chinese hospitality on Friday as Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper and his wife Laureen landed in Beijing. Harper will attend the Canada-China Business Forum, the first day of the APEC leaders meeting, and hold talks with President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang. In Hangzhou on Thursday, trade was top of the agenda. The Prime Minister met with officials and business leaders whilst announcing the opening of 4 new trade offices in the People's Republic to help Canadian companies get a foot in China's fastest-growing regions.
China's already got the second largest economy in the world, and it is already our second largest single export market. We have seen double-digit growth in Canadian exports. We already have 500,000 Canadian jobs. That's a lot in Canada, 500,000. 500,000 Canadian jobs that depend directly on our trade with China. And by 2030, we're going to have over 1.1 billion Chinese middle-class consumers. We see tremendous opportunities.
The Canadian Prime Minister faces pressure at home to improve relations with China after 2 high-profile diplomatic incidents this year. In July, Canada accused Chinese hackers of breaking into government computers. A week later, authorities in China detained a Canadian couple for suspected spying.
Harper's coming up for re-election soon. He's had a somewhat rocky relationship with China. I believe that the relations between the leaders are very significant, that ultimately they're going to be getting things done as far as making trade agreements or solving problems, that it's tremendously important. And relations of trust in diplomacy are very, very influential and sometimes can transcend other differences between the 2 countries in terms of policy or philosophy. So I'd say it's essential.
Politics aside, one thing is clear about these 2 nations: their economic interest in one another is only getting stronger. The Prime Minister will leave the APEC summit early to attend Remembrance Day events in Canada on November the 11th, but he's gone to great lengths to emphasise his commitment to China, their past successes and their hopes for the future. And with an election looming just around the corner, it's not just the Chinese he must convince of his plans, but his critics at home as well. Kristiaan, CCTV, Toronto.